follow along up here. We're going to start at -1. Right? This is going to be down 2. Right 1. So we'll go down 2, right 1 a few times. There we go. And it's going to be a dash line. We got a dash line there. Switch to the second one. Start at +2. This time we're going to go down 1, right 2. We're going to go down because there's a negative. So it's down 1, right 2. You can also reverse it and go up and left. This time it's a solid line because there's a greater than or equal to. So that's the first part. You can see when they're already solved for y, it's a lot faster to graph. So you'll go through these a lot faster than the examples we just did. Now let's do the shading. So everything above, because it's greater than, everything above the blue line. So that's all of this is all above the blue line. Okay. And then we want everything above the red line. So everything above the red line would be all of this. And then you can see where does the shading actually overlap. Okay? Just in this area. So we want to erase this part and erase this part and only have the part where it overlaps as your final answer. Now don't shade too close to a dotted line because then you can't see it's dotted anymore. And make sure it's clear that it stays dotted. Okay? Alright, go ahead and try number 2. Okay, let's look at number 2. So again, we're going to start at -1. I'm going to go down 2, right 3, down 2 and right 3. You can also reverse it. Is it going to be solid or dashed? That one's going to be dashed. Now I'll do the second one. I'll save the shading for the end. Do all the shading together. So we have 2. Start at 2. Up 1 and right 3. So up and right. You can also reverse it. Go down and left. This one is solid. It's greater than or equal to. That one's solid. So that's the first part, which is all the review. Then we can do the shading. So with you, you're just going to do, a light shade at this point so you can see where they overlap. So I want everything below the red line. Okay, it's a less than. So I want everything down here, everything below the red line. Okay. Because it's less than. That's the other line. I have different colors. That's one way you can tell. But you have to know which is which. And then also do less than the blue line or below the second line. So that's going to be all of this. Right? All of this is below the blue line. And then you can see where do they overlap. Okay? They only overlap right here. So that's the part you want to keep, and you erase this part and erase that little part. So that's how you do the shading. After a while, you're going to get better at it. You're not going to have to do any erasing at all. But from the beginning, it's good just to do the shading and then erase what's not overlapping. Yep. So there you go. That's what's another thing you can see. Well, what's below both lines? Below both lines is a little bit easier to tell. It's when you have one less than, one greater than. It's going to be a little more challenging. Okay, so let's actually look at number 4 because it has an X on there. Look at number 4 and recall that if you're graphing X, it doesn't have a y variable, so that means you have to start at the x-axis at -2, right? X, -2, x, -2. And there's no y variable, so you cannot cross the y-axis. So the only line that will not cross the y-axis and go through -2 would be a vertical line. Right. And it's going to be greater than, so you're going to have to shade left or right. There's no up and down when you have a vertical line. So where should you shade, to the right or left here? Where are all the x's greater than -2? Are these x's right here greater than -2? Or are these x's greater than -2? Yeah, these ones. So you're going to end up shading on the right-hand side because that's where all the x values are bigger than -2. It's over here. These are all bigger than -2. So start from there and then continue, and we'll give you a second to try it, and then we'll go over it. So lastly, you have to solve a little bit here. So you get 2y. So that means you have to get -x plus 4. Divide everything by 2. So there's a little bit of solving here. Okay. So finally we have y is less than or equal to, that'd be -1/2. And then 4 divided by 2 is +2. So we'll start at +2. And we'll go down 1 for negative, right for positive, down 1, right 1, up and left. And this is also a solid line because it has a line underneath. Right. And then do the shading. So we want everything everything to the right, because it's x. These are all bigger than -2. And everything below the red line. So all of this. So it overlaps just right here. So that means you have to erase that part. I have only this shaded. And again, you want to have 19 and 20 finished by tomorrow, and then also finish the Khan Academy if it's not already done. And about a third of you have finished, and 2/3 of you that need to still get it done. Okay, go ahead and keep working.